There was a boy named Sage. He lived in a house where choices never belonged to him, not even the small ones. A mother decided what he liked. A father decided what he would become. And Sage didn't decide anything. Adults said, "You don't need to worry. We know what's best," until Sage stopped wondering what he wanted. After a while, Sage stopped trying anything at all. He learned that his own thoughts didn't matter if others wanted something different. He learned that decisions came from outside, never from him. This is how the external locus of control develops. It means a child learns that control does not live inside them. It lives in other people, their reactions, their rules, their evaluations. Sage believed that outcomes only turned out well if adults guided him. He believed bad things happened when he acted on his own. Children develop this when they grow up in homes where their own choices are ignored or corrected too often. They stop trusting their thoughts. They look outward instead of inward. They wait for someone else to signal what is correct. That is what happened to Sage. If he did something on his own, it felt wrong. If someone told him what to do, it felt right. Sage believed his life would only move when someone else pushed it. He believed he needed their direction more than he needed his own. And slowly, something changed inside him. He stopped asking himself simple questions like, "Do I want this? Do I like this? Does this feel right to me?" He replaced them with, "Will they approve? Will this make someone upset? What do they expect me to do?" One afternoon, he crawled under the porch, the only place the adults never bothered to look. There, buried in the dirt, he found something small and metal, a round iron compass with a scratched glass face and a faint, constant buzz coming from inside it. Sage brushed off the dirt. The moment he lifted it, the needle swung sharply toward the house. He turned left. The needle snapped back. He turned right. The needle snapped again, always toward the adults waiting for him inside. Sage stared at it for a long time. He didn't know how it worked, but he understood what it meant. It showed him the direction that kept others pleased. It showed him the path that avoided conflict. It showed him what would make him good. And holding it made Sage feel something he almost never felt in that house: certainty. He slipped the compass into his pocket and crawled out from under the porch. If the world would never allow him to choose freely, then at least now Sage had something that told him exactly what people wanted from him. Sage started using the compass for small things at first. The next morning, he opened his closet and waited. The compass needle pointed to a shirt he never liked, so he wore it. At breakfast, he wanted cereal. The needle pointed to toast, so he ate toast. By midday, Sage stopped thinking before acting. He checked the needle for everything. In class, he raised his hand only when the compass tilted up. If the needle stayed still, he kept quiet, even when he knew the answer. When the teacher asked for volunteers, the compass told him whether to step forward or stay seated. During art period, Sage wanted to draw animals. The needle shifted toward the kids who were considered good. They were drawing something else. Sage copied their work instead, line by line, until his hand hurt. People begin saying, "Sage always knows what to do," but the praise makes him more trapped. None of these choices belong to Sage anymore. This is what psychologists call codependency, when a child reshapes themselves around other people's expectations, when their behavior exists to keep others comfortable, when their own needs shrink until they barely notice them. That is what the compass was teaching Sage. At the end of the day, he passed a sign-up sheet for after-school clubs. He paused. He actually wanted something, a science club with projects and experiments. Before he could reach for the pen, the compass jerked sharply toward the sports club list. Sage hesitated. The needle quivered harder, almost shaking. Science is for nerds. Sage swallowed and wrote his name where the compass demanded. Sage felt like the compass was listening to everyone except him. He no longer asked himself what he wanted. He waited for the compass to tell him. Days passed, then weeks. The more he used it, the less he recognized himself. It started with small changes. In the morning, he looked in the mirror and didn't know if he liked the face staring back. He wasn't sure if the expression belonged to him or to someone the compass wanted him to imitate. At school, his voice changed depending on who he talked to. With one friend, he spoke loudly. With another, he spoke softly. With teachers, he used words he didn't even understand. The compass told him which version to use each time. His clothes changed too. He picked whatever other people said looked better on him. At home, he copied his father's tone. Around his mother, he copied her smile. Piece by piece, Sage became a collection of borrowed parts. In psychology, this is called identity diffusion. It happens when a child loses track of where they end and other people begin. Their preferences fade. Their personality shifts from moment to moment. They become whoever the environment wants them to be. One day, Sage was leaving school when one of his friends ran up to him, excited. "It's my birthday today. Come over. Everyone's coming." Before Sage could answer, another friend appeared behind him. His face was red and wet. He could barely speak. "My parents are fighting again. Can you stay with me for a bit?" Sage opened his mouth, unsure which direction to face. Then his phone buzzed. A message from his mother lit up the screen. "I need you home. Please don't be late today." He looked down at the compass. The needle jumped left toward the birthday, then snapped right toward the crying friend, then jerked straight up toward home. The metal scraped against the glass. He stood trapped in the middle of the sidewalk, pulled by invisible ropes. A thin crack shot across the glass. The buzzing grew sharp. Sage squeezed the compass instinctively, and the glass split. The needle froze mid-spin. Everything went silent. The birthday invitation, the crying friend, the demanding message, the whole world around him. It was the exact moment Sage understood how far he had drifted from himself. That's when Sage understood something frightening. The compass wasn't showing what people wanted. It was showing that he no longer knew who to be for any of them. He held the compass tightly, but the buzzing didn't stop. The needle kept spinning long after the voices faded. For the first time, he wondered if the compass wasn't guiding him anymore, but dragging him. And if he didn't find a way to stop it, there might be nothing of him left. After the spinning episode, Sage expected the compass to calm down. It didn't. At breakfast, he looked at the cereal box, then the toast, then the fruit. The compass stayed still. He didn't eat. During class, the teacher asked him to pick a partner. Sage opened the compass under the desk. The needle made a tiny tap against the glass, then went quiet. Sage looked up. Everyone already had partners. He was alone. This is called decision paralysis. When a child becomes so used to being guided that making decisions by themselves feels impossible. The fear of choosing becomes stronger than the choice itself. The brain freezes, the body follows. By afternoon, Sage couldn't even decide where to sit at lunch. He stood holding his tray until the food got cold. He eventually threw it away untouched. He went home walking slower than usual, checking the compass every few seconds. Still, no direction. When he approached a crosswalk, he hesitated at the curb for so long that cars had to honk at him. He stepped back instead of forward. The world felt full of intersections he could not cross. By the time he reached home, he felt drained. That night, he sat on his floor with the compass in his lap. He whispered, "Tell me what to do." Silence. Sage stared at it, heart pounding. He felt like he'd been left alone in a world full of doors without handles. For the first time, he realized the compass was not just failing to guide him, it was forcing him to face something he had avoided for years. Without someone else's direction, he had no idea who he was. No one was going to choose for him. Sage realized the only direction must come from inside him. The next morning, he went to the closet. He wanted to wear the shirt he'd always avoided because people said it looked strange. He put it on. At school, he approached the one person he actually liked talking to, the friend he always ignored because the compass pointed to louder kids. He sat next to him without asking the compass for permission. The boy looked surprised, then he smiled. It felt real. Sage walked to the club board. He crossed his name off the sports list. He wrote his name under the science club. When the day ended, Sage walked home with a thought that had been waiting for years. Sage approached his parents at the kitchen and spoke, softly but with confidence. "I'm planning my future on my own. I'll choose a college that fits me. I'll find out what I want." His father blinked. His mother looked confused. Sage walked past them without explaining. He walked outside, stepped under the porch where he had first found it, and set the pieces into the dirt. The soil shifted lightly over the metal. Back in his room, Sage sat on his bed for a long minute. A heavy feeling spread through him, the weight that comes from carrying his own decisions for the first time. And under all of that heaviness, something clear rose up inside him. His own voice, steady and small, finally able to reach him. This is how Sage gained an internal locus of control. The understanding that life moves when we choose, not when someone else pushes us. People develop it when they stop shaping themselves around other people's reactions. They learn that choices belong to them. They live by their own preferences. It is the moment they realize their decisions come from inside and that their own voice can lead them forward. Sage let that truth settle into him. Responsibility felt heavy. Hearing himself felt light. For the first time, both feelings belonged to him. There are many boys and girls like Sage. You'll know them by the way they hesitate before choosing, and how they freeze when asked what they actually want. They think direction must come from someone else. But really, their own compass was inside them all along.